Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Ji ayanu. Pakhair ragale. Ni hao. Chune shumme. Washmale. Ohio gozaimasu. Guten Morgen. Hola. Bonjour. Privyet. Kaifa hal. Hale shaba chatore. Ahlan wasalan. Marhaba. Buna. Mucho. Gracias. Ishpada. And a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and are watching well this morning alongside the one and the only Shahzad Ahsan Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody out there is doing perfectly fine. It's winters over here in Islamabad. I do not really know where you might probably be all over the globe, but wherever you are, all I want is you to be perfect and in good health. So it's time to rise and shine, wake and bake, get up, and be more energetic and focused about what you actually want to achieve in life, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, in life, there are a lot of things which actually tend to change your mind or probably the route towards your destination. And it's all because of the fact that there are other people who have an impact on you. There are other things which have an impact on you, which is why I've actually taken out a very serious kind of public service message for all those people who are out there, because I think and I believe that in today's world, ladies and gentlemen, people actually take inspiration from all of those other people who are actually successful, but they somehow want to be at a place where they are. So now what happens is that within that pursuit of happiness or within that pursuit of you reaching towards your destiny, what you do is that you listen to a lot of people saying, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. And half of the time, I think half of the dreams are killed because of the fact that people say, wo kya kahenge? So inverted commas. So what will people say? Please make sure that once you have a dream for your own self, it's only you who's actually going to strive to achieve it, your family members, your friends, or your support group. Please make sure that you actually do not listen to a lot of noise which is surrounding you, but then at the same time, you need to be more focused. But now coming down to what we're talking about today, but before I do that, I think that there's some interesting news related to weather today, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to rain over the weekend as well. But talking about weather in detail, Met Office has predicted fresh rain spell with snowfall over the hills and upper parts of the country from tomorrow onwards. So from Thursday onwards, please make sure that if you're traveling uphill, make sure to keep an umbrella with you guys. And then they informed that a fresh westerly wave is likely to enter western parts of the country from tomorrow and likely to grip different parts from Friday. Okay, so people who were planning a Friday barbecue on their rooftops, please don't do that. It's going to rain. And under the influence of their weather system, rain with snowfall over the hills is expected at different places in Quetta, Zob, Bannu, Koha, D.I. Khan. And alongside that, rain with snowfall over the hills is expected at Malakand, Hazara, Peshawar, Mardan, Sargoda. Imagine snowfall in Sargoda. Well, it might probably be rain though. Gujranwala, Faisalabad, Rawalpindi, Lahore divisions, Islamabad, Gilgit-Baltistan. Let me breathe. And Kashmir from Thursday to Saturday. Snowfall over hills is also expected in Malakand division, Hazara division, Murree, Galiad, Kashmir, and Gilgit-Baltistan. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, I think that the weather is actually going to take a turn which we might not probably be prepared for. So, which is why I was sharing all of these updates. And since it's going to rain, I don't think that the conditions are going to be very foggy, but still I think everybody needs to be careful about that. So please make sure that if you're traveling with your family, friends, whoever, make sure that you actually take your precautionary measures and you travel in daytime because that's the safest. And now coming back to where I started, that, before I indulge into, what happens, what does not happen, what is our topic, because it's an interesting one. But before that, what we need to do is that we actually need to wish a lot of people their birthdays. So yesterday I told you that all those people who are actually going to write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name World this morning, we're going to give them birthday wishes. So let's see whose birthday it is today. Let's do that. Let's sing the birthday song. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish Abdul Hadi Jamshed a very happy birthday. Abdul Hadi Jamshed, happy birthday to you. May you have many more. And I've got your pictures too as well. So take a look, ladies and gentlemen, and pray for this amazing young boy. Wow! Abdul Hadi, look at you. You are so cute. Yes, which is why it's his birthday today. Yeah, Abdul Hadi, look at him. Wow. I think that's great. And at the same time, I think that we even received pictures of him because he's music lover with one of the guys from Hungary, and he was a piano boy too as well. He's none other Mr. Boris. So Hadi actually took pictures with him too as well. If we are able to share that, I think that'll be great. So Abdul Hadi, stay blessed, work hard, and prosper in life. This is what we want to pray for you. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now moving on to what we are talking about. So, recently, ladies and gentlemen, as I've been talking about, unfortunately, since Shiza's not here, so Shiza, best of luck for your exam, first of all. She's still studying. Well, at times I wonder. But then at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, so I think it was probably 7 months ago or 8 months ago that I actually bought a sports bike for myself. So now what happened was that, when I bought a bike, so one day I was riding and I used to ride all by myself on the streets, not knowing how to actually enter in a group or whatnot. So there was this amazing guy whom I met probably in F10 Markaz over here in Islamabad while I was riding, and I was very lucky to actually be a little famous too as well. So this guy turned around and he was like, "Okay, Shazad bhai, what are you doing over here?" And since he was on a bike and I was on a bike, I was like, I'm just riding. And then he goes, "Why don't you join us?" So I was like, "Where are you guys going?" And then he probably named a local restaurant, and we gathered over there. It was more than 15 to 20 motorbikes, and you can just imagine. So I actually do not have words to actually express how I felt for the very first time when I was riding in a clan, when I was riding in a group. So eventually, when I became a member of one of the groups, so we probably, I think that all the Islamabadi boys, they thought of the fact that we should have our own group. And I think that it's essential for everybody to think about their own successes, their own missions, their own goals, their own destiny. So what we did was that, I don't know, not many people like it. And since I'm a part of that group, I'm obviously going to highlight it in a way that there's no other group in our competition, first things first. And other than that, I think this is one of those groups where we have a set of rules. And when we talk about set of rules, ladies and gentlemen, it means that one for all for one. God forbid, because we have been to many different places all over Islamabad, outside Islamabad. We've been to Jhelum, we've been to Murray, we have been to Nathia Gali, we have been to GT roads, and we have even tried to go on to the motorway. And there's this case I'm going to let you know as well. So what happens when we gathered, and then unfortunately one day what happened was that all of our bikes were confiscated by the policemen because they said that the bikes are so loud. And then Islamabad Traffic Police actually had to come up with a notification where they said that after 9 p.m. you cannot ride a bike in Islamabad till 6 a.m. in the morning. So ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you the highly esteemed members of Road Burners. But before we do that, there's one more thing as well. That is that, we as boys, we do ride bikes, and it's lovely and we have fun, and I think it's our thing as well. But that's not just it. I think that we, women of Pakistan, are actually playing a very crucial role in actually presenting or probably putting forward a very positive word for Pakistan itself. And we have this lady, Gule Afshan Tariq, who's actually been all over Pakistan on a motorbike. She actually went on to a tour in Punjab as well. She's been to, the northern areas. She's been a regular on the show as well. First of all, go ahead, take a look at this report we've made for you about Gule Afshan Tariq, who actually makes us proud every day. And then when you guys will come back, we'll talk about who road burners are actually. Let's do it. And ladies and gentlemen, from Multan, we have with us Gule Afsha Tariq. Hello, Gule Afsha. Assalamu alaikum. Mazo ando pio.
Walaikum salam. I'm perfectly fine. How are you?
Perfect. So today, I decided to actually call the other members of the group with whom I actually ride. So we thought that, we should have equal representation of Pakistan because we go out in 40 different countries. How do you feel, first of all, to be the first ever Pakistani to have been to northern areas and then within Punjab, and that too on a motorbike?
It feels really great, that I'm exploring Pakistan and being a Muslim Pakistani girl. And due to all this, I'm getting a voice internationally as well, and I'm promoting my country in a best and positive way. That see, it's a safer place, and international tourists can come here and discover these places. And now my focus is more on the documentary as well. Like initially, I was traveling to the north and then to the KZK, but eventually now different corporate sector is also involved there, and government of Pakistan is also supporting me. So my main focus is to highlight the positive aspects of different provinces and different areas of Pakistan. That's how I'm doing it at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. And you know what? Since we have a group too as well, so now once when you're going to come back from Multan, we're actually going to invite you to have a ride with us too as well. Because I've seen you going to Karachi and other places where people invite you to ride with them too as well. So do you think that it's a great idea?
Yeah, obviously, I would love to ride with you guys when I will be back in Islamabad. And it's a great initiative. I think we should organize such type of clubs in different regions of Pakistan. It will eventually promote that we have a biking groups, and Pakistan is going towards biking area as well. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you very much, Gule Afsham, for being with us. You're definitely the daughter of Soil who keeps up the spirit as well. But thank you very much for being with us, Gule Afsham. It was lovely to be in conversation with you. But ladies and gentlemen, I've talked a lot about my group, Road Burners. I think it's the highly esteemed group over here within Pakistan, without any exaggeration. And okay, so this dispute has been there forever since the time that Harleys were there or sports bikes were there. But there's this one thing which I want to tell people, and that is while I was in my university, I read this Ivy League case about Harley Davidson. And the brand itself says that these bikes are actually for people 45 and above. So yeah, for all those people who have actually been advising me to get a Harley Davidson, I'm never going to get it because I'm too young for that, okay? But we have a small video to share what we do within Road Burners, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, take a look, and when you guys will come back, we'll be in conversation with our group members. Let's do that.
To own or ride a super fast motorcycle may be one of your dreams. The question is, if you have enough money in your pocket, which motorcycle would you buy? The fastest one, right? Here's the list of 5 fastest motorcycles in the world. Number 5. Suzuki Hayabusa. Hayabusa is named after the Japanese name of falcon, the fastest bird in the world, which flies at a speed of 203 miles per hour. At a top speed of 194 miles per hour, the Suzuki Hayabusa could even reach close to Falcon. Hayabusa is the fastest superbike from Suzuki. Number 4. Kawasaki Ninja ZX-14R. At the top speed of 208.1 miles per hour, Kawasaki Ninja ZX-14R is the second fastest production motorcycle till date. The super machine could cross 0 to 100 km per hour in just 2.7 seconds. Ninja ZX-14R features a 1441cc 4-valve liquid-cooled engine. Number 3. MTT Turbine Superbike Y2K. MTT Turbine Superbike is a non-production motorcycle from Marine Turbine Technologies, which is recognized as the most powerful production motorcycle by Guinness Book of World Records. To be specific, Turbine Superbike Y2K is a wheel-driven motorcycle with a turboshaft engine that manufactured between 2000 and 2005. Number 2. Kawasaki Ninja H2R. The Hypersports Kawasaki Ninja H2R is the fastest production superbike till date. It's a track-only motorcycle. A whooping 300 HP, the supercharged Ninja H2R can hit over 249 miles per hour. The unbelievably powerful machine features 998cc supercharged DO8C inline 4 engine. And number 1 is the Dodge Tomahawk. At the top speed of 420 miles per hour, Dodge Tomahawk is the world's fastest motorcycle ever produced. Dodge unveiled this ultimate superbike in 2003. According to the reports, only 9 of these motorcycles has been sold yet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, these were the top 5 sports bikes in the world, and I'm very happy to actually tell you that the last 4 ever do exist over here in Pakistan as well. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you my group members. From Road Burners, ladies and gentlemen, on my right hand side, he's a businessman by profession, but he's a biker because of the passion, and he's none other than Mr. Taimur Ali Khan. Hello, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Shahzad. How are you?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us, Taimur. It's wonderful to have you, ladies and gentlemen. Taimur is actually one of those guys within the group who actually gets everything done. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to actually let you know about the responsibilities people have. And moving on, ladies and gentlemen, alongside Taimur, we have been joined by somebody. He once again happens to be a businessman, and it's not really important to be a businessman to be a biker. And yeah, he's one of those enthusiasts within the biking field that he's the one who actually gets us our spare parts, or probably whenever we need any advisory about where to get our oils changed, what helmets, what products. He's the one who actually gets things to us from all over the globe. So he's none other than Mr. Ibtisam Saeed. Hello, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
And we never thought that we'll actually be on a TV show, but it's great. Yeah, thank you very much. And ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen, me
very
and Ibtisam, we go back to 2005 where we actually met for the very first time. We had universities which were adjacent to each other. I don't think that we liked each other quite much back in those days, but now we're good friends. Okay, but last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, whenever we actually want to probably look good, or we want our bikes to be on social media, go viral, whatnot, he's the guy who's actually behind it. He goes with the name of Danny Photography, but he's none other than Mr. Danny Akram. Hello, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
I'm good. I hope that
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us, Danny. It's wonderful to have you early in the morning, all three of you. But I'm going to get started since, we've been actually sharing a lot of reports, so we might not have a lot of time to talk. So let's talk about these two issues which prevail. And first things first, ladies and gentlemen, that is, you can see all of these helmets over here. So these guys, they actually took their bikes out and they came to the studios and they made sure that they were wearing their kits. So everybody's wearing their jackets, if we can show them. And then we've got these helmets over here. We record our rides too as well. So it's always very important to actually wear the entire kit and then have those sliders and whatnot so that we can actually protect ourselves while being on the motorbike. And they say that the four wheels actually drive the body, but two wheels drive the soul. Yes, so which is why I'm going to get my conversation started. So Taimur, let us know how important it is when you are a rider to keep your safety in your mind. Yes.
well, it is very important, and I believe it's like the first part when you're actually sitting or riding a motorbike.
Yeah.
It could be any bike from 70cc up to 1000cc, but like the safety is the main thing that we are actually focusing on, especially in our group. Like we are actually focusing mainly on the safety gears and safety gears of some brands that is actually authentic brands,
Okay.
which can give you real safety when you're actually, God forbid, in any kind of any accident on the road. So when we actually ride, we have one thing in mind, like either we will be actually having a proper gear that is actually including our helmets, our kits, our knee pads, our elbows, our jackets, we have like everything with us, like when we are actually riding on the road. So yes, it is very important. And when we actually meet any new rider in our group, we actually advise him and ask him to like get a new stuff, get yourself a good helmet, get yourself, if you can afford a good bike, then definitely you can afford the gear. That is very, very important.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Taimur, for reiterating upon that as well. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, there's this new tradition over here in the Twin Cities, and that is that, for example, if there are people, if they're getting married, if there's an event, if there's this cafe which is opening up, so what people do is they contact us to, come over and, just be there so that, people can feel it, that, there are people and whatnot. So Ibtisam is actually one of those guys within the groups who actually handles all this kind of PR too as well. So Ibtisam, we have been to a lot of events, and, we have a lot of other events coming up too as well. But do you think that, as a group, we should actually be going to such openings? Do you think that it's necessary or important? Do you think it's a part of the biking community that we have to do it?
It's not about being necessary or anything like that. It's just about the respect people give us. They think that we are someone important in the local area. Like you talk about the Twin Cities. So if they call you up, it's more of a respect. It's more of they are giving you a very positive gesture that you are someone very important to them.
Exactly.
And they want us to be up there. They really take care of us, and which is at the end of the day, which gives you a very, very positive gesture, and
Yeah.
you think that you are someone on top of the world, and then
Exactly.
you feel very, very good. And I think
And you get a lot of attention, people. So, this is one thing which I need to agree to, that you get a lot of attention. And it's not because that, people give us attention that we bought bikes. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, whenever we ride in a group, so there are certain rules, as I said earlier on, as I started the show. So what happens is that Taimur and Ibtisam, ladies and gentlemen, are actually the tailors. So what happens is that, they're always at the end of the group. Because I don't know what they do. They're probably, I seriously do not even want to comment about it. And I think I'm one of those guys who's probably on the second or the third position, telling them to slow down, probably fuel and whatnot, or we have to stop. But why do you guys ride so slow? I mean, why cannot be a group, where we all go together? So, we go away and then we have to park our bikes for 5 minutes and then wait for them, and then they'll come and they'll have another story. Why do you guys ride so slow? I mean, obviously we have to be within the speed limits, but you're very below that.
Well, first of all, thanks for telling everyone that I ride slow, and Ibtisam too, because everyone think when we are actually on the road, so me and Ibtisam especially, we ride very fast. So thank you first of all for doing that. And the second thing is what we think is riding is not just about riding fast.
Yeah.
In a group, when you're actually riding, you need to take care of a lot of things.
Yeah.
If you're riding fast, there are many less chances that you can break in a group, or might be you can actually hit to another bike. When you're actually riding too fast, because if you're talking about the roads in Islamabad or Twin Cities, you can see there will be traffic every time. People usually do not see who is coming on the road, and they actually come all of a sudden in front of you. So what we actually do is, me and Ibtisam, we are actually doing is we actually drive not very slow, but we are actually driving in our limits.
Yeah.
And we are actually checking out the other bikers, if how do they are actually riding,
Yeah.
and if we can actually just manage them from behind.
Exactly.
So what we feel is we feel good while
Amazing.
riding in a group, we feel good
Exactly.
riding in a normal speed.
Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that, you actually have to make people responsible for that, okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, and only then you can actually enjoy it. But let me move on to the last gentleman.
I need to say something.
Yeah, sure.
He's Rescue 11 and I am Rescue 22. So in all, we bring up Rescue 112.
Yeah, and it is very important. And ladies and gentlemen, as I said, that, all for one, one for all. So no matter what happens, God forbid, if you're stuck somewhere or if one of the bikes not working, so all of us stop there, all of us stay there, and we make sure that everybody goes back home together. But let me move on to this last gentleman. I love him because of the fact, first things first, that I opened my eyes to the biking and because of this gentleman as well. But then I kind of realized that he's one of those guys who, for example, when we used to be young and, for example, a toy car isn't working. So we'll get a screwdriver, open it up, try to probably fix it, and then it's a mess. So this gentleman, what he does is that he tries to fix his bike by himself as well every time we go. So one day his silencer is on the road, one day, probably the clutch is not working and whatnot. But I think this is how you learn. This is how you learn or probably indulge into what you love the most. So Danny, how did you got into sports biking?
I met my friend at some restaurant with a bike.
Yeah.
Almost 8 months back.
Okay.
So actually, I was looking for a bike around 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I love bikes from so long.
Yeah.
So I met my friend. So he gave me a ride. He took me for a ride. So that was the very amazing experience.
Yeah.
So I decided to buy my own bike and
Well, that's great. But now, towards the end of this segment, there are two things which I wanted to ask, and those are very important. First of all, so Islamabad Traffic Police actually issued a notice, and it was because of the group road burners too as well, because we guys were very loud.
Yeah.
What was that notice? And then recently there has been some orders by the Supreme Court as well, where I think that we'll be allowed to go onto the motorway 500 plus cc, ladies and gentlemen. I think, but we'll have to check with them. So what happened? Yeah, Taimur.
It was about, I believe, almost 1.5 months back when we were actually riding in a group. We have actually our
Unfortunately, I wasn't with them.
specifically, we actually follow some route. So we were almost like 8 to 10 bikers. We were going from Blue Area to F6 for refueling. And all of a sudden, we saw like some cops were standing over there, Islamabad traffic police,
Yeah.
and the other police as well.
Okay.
And they actually stopped us, and without giving any kind of specific reason, they actually told us we have a lot of complaints about like bikes, like they are so loud, and we have to confiscate your bikes
Yeah.
for at least a day, and you have to come to the Kosar police station.
Okay.
So we were quite surprised of that because like we never heard of it,
Yeah.
and we were not doing anything. We were not overspeeding. We were not doing any kind of stunts. But then we actually moved to the police station. We were impounded for a night with the bikes, and the next day, all of a sudden there was a notification that you cannot actually ride a super bike or a sports bike from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is totally we cannot actually justify that. Like, how can you not ride on a road? Oh,
Yeah.
fine. Yes, if you are doing the wrong thing on the road, if you are overspeeding, or if you are actually doing something that is actually quite dangerous, then you can actually do that. But
Right.
like,
Great.
I
So,
guess,
ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are putting our word forward as well for all those people who are actually responsible for that. Please, come on, make sure that you do not make rules which are very inconvenient for people otherwise as well. And obviously, you know, in winters we cannot ride at night, but you know, there are other people who are very crazy about bikes, and they do that too as well. But very quickly, so this recently, you know, an order came out of the Supreme Court as well. Probably, I think the IG had appealed
Yes.
for the bikes to not be allowed on the motorway, but now I think that the appeal got cancelled. What happened?
Actually, there were two appellants. It was between 2 and 9.
Okay.
2 versus 9.
Okay.
And 9 were the people who were in the biking industry since, since the early 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah.
And they have actually filed a case in Islamabad High Court that like the bikers should be allowed
Okay.
on motorway at least like 600 plus cc's.
Yeah.
So it was like on 4th of January 2019 when the judgment came up, and it's mentioned that there should be specific rules
Okay.
that should be made on biking on motorway, and the appeal was actually rejected.
Okay.
Okay, so now we are actually waiting for a notification from motorway police that these bikes should be allowed on motorway, and what are the terms and the conditions. Obviously, we are not, we are totally against that. Definitely there should be terms and conditions, like the safety gear should be complete, your bike should be in a good condition,
Yeah.
no stunts, no overspeeding, like definitely. But like we are actually waiting for the notification, and you'll be with us in,
Exactly,
on
and it
Lahore.
is very important, ladies and gentlemen, to abide by the rules too as well. There's no way that we over here are actually going to promote that, you know, go do whatever. Please make sure that you wear all your safety gear. Please make sure that you're within the limits, and please make sure that you do not overtake from the left-hand side. But with that, before I go towards the short break, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some pictures from our groups. So, Mr. Producer, we can share them as well, just in case, you know, because I want to show what happens, you know. So these are behind-the-scenes pictures where we stop, you know, we take pictures too as well. Okay, so unfortunately, we have got a technical problem, and we might not be able to play the pictures, but we'll definitely share it on our Facebook page. Thank you very much, Taimur, for being with us. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Ibtisam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Danny. It was wonderful that you took out time and came over and showed up on the show too as well. And I hope that this friendship and this group moves on as well. And the good news, ladies and gentlemen, over here is that Road Burners exclusively is actually going to give out 10 more memberships. And yes, so all you have to do is that you have to log on to our Facebook page, which is with the name of Road Burners. On Instagram, it's with the name of Road Burners too as well. They charge a little amount of money, but you can probably be in conversation with Taimur and Ibtisam on the pages. Please make sure you do that. If you're a bike enthusiast, we will welcome you with warm hugs. But with that, we're going for a short break, because when we guys are going to come back, I've got a surprise for you guys. Whoa, the family's getting bigger and bigger and better. Good morning.
Badshai Mosque or the Royal Mosque in Lahore, commissioned by the 6th Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1671 and completed in 1673, is the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the 5th largest mosque in the world. Epitomizing the beauty, passion and grandeur of the Mughal era. It is Lahore's most famous landmark and a major tourist attraction. Capable of accommodating 5,000 worshippers in its main prayer hall and a further 95,000 in its courtyard, it remains the largest mosque in the world. From 1673 to 1986, a period of 313 years, when overtaken in size by the completion of the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. Today, it remains the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the 5th largest mosque in the world after Masjid al-Haram, Grand Mosque of Mecca, and Al-Masjid al-Nabwi, Prophet's Mosque in Medina. The Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca and the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got tuned into PTV World, you're watching World This Morning alongside Shazad Khan. Earlier, ladies and gentlemen, I was joined by the group Road Burners. It's a sports biking group as well, and they talked about a lot of different issues which they face. But other than that, they even talked about road safety and how important it is to look after other bikers when, God forbid, if there's something wrong. But now, before going towards the break, I said that, our family is actually getting bigger and better. So there is a good news which I need to share with all of you people who love World This Morning, who love me, who love Shiza Hashmi too as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been very recently joined by another amazing group member as well. She's a lifestyle coach. She moved from Toronto to Pakistan. And yeah, we welcome her with arms wide open. She's none other than Miss Lubna Khan Faraz. Hello, assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to World This Morning. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for such a warm welcome.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's so wonderful to have another team member as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we're actually going to ask Lubna what is she going to be doing on the show. So Lubna, go ahead, shoot. First of all, what were you doing in Canada? And then why did you move back to Pakistan? And then what made you join PTV World and then World This Morning?
Okay, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, go ahead, shoot.
So quickly, I was living in Canada. My actual degree from University of Toronto is in Human Resources and Law.
Okay.
When I finished that, I was always into fitness, and I was kind of like really chubby, so I was always trying to like lose weight and trying to be healthy, but something was just not working out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I'm going to the gym, I'm trying to eat less, but it's just not working. I don't know what to do. So then I got into the whole fitness industry thing, like what to do, how to work out, what should I do, and it still was not working out. I tried all the diets out there and everything. I'm like, okay, it's not working. But then I graduated and I still was not like satisfied with the way I look, and or the way I feel actually. So then I went back to school.
It took you a longer period of time to realize that you're still not happy with your look.
Yeah, because like I was like, no, I want to be more fit. I want to be feeling good. So even though like I was looking okay, I was not feeling good on the inside, and like that's how I like understand how people feel these days.
Yeah.
So then I went back to college, and I went to Humber College there as well. I started my diploma in fitness leadership and nutrition.
Wow.
Finished that in 1 year. And then I finally learned everything I had to know. I got all the tools together about what to do. But I was already working full-time in the hospitality industry for Hilton. So then I started my side hustle in fitness, and I started working as a personal trainer at a gym. And then I got to meet people. I was working on myself. I was working on people.
Yeah.
And then I finally understood what it is to be fit or healthy, and what exactly is wellness, you know? And then I started going into the whole holistic wellness, which is basically physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all four aspects combined.
What United Nations tells us
Yeah.
as well. Yeah. Go ahead.
Exactly.
World Health
So,
Organization.
exactly. So then I became, I got into that. Then I got married, and that's what made me basically move to Pakistan. And I was like, okay, so like I don't know what to do. I want to explore more into my career, see what I want to do. I joined an NGO, started working in the development sector for Pakistan just to understand what's happening over here. And then I was still like, okay, I still want to do something in wellness because people here, I feel, are so unaware about you know, food and nutrition, and like there's so many fad diets going on, but you know, nobody actually knows how to be nutritious about their meals. You know, there's so many like unhealthy options available here, and people that even want to be healthy, they can't. I feel it's so difficult. They don't understand what they can do, you know, in the Asian aspect of cuisine to be healthy. So that's what I'm working on with people.
Well, I think that's great. And ladies and gentlemen, just imagine that, you know, since she realized that she does not really, you know, she looks good, but she does not really feel good inside. So she made sure that she went back to the university, got another degree, and now she's happy. But no, you know, there's this one more unfortunate thing which happened to her. And I'm not sure whether I should be actually labeling it as very unfortunate, but I think that you weren't able to go to the gym today in the morning, right?
I was not.
What happened?
I'll be going after today, after the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I usually go like super early in the morning, and yeah, so I had to change my timings today.
Okay, so for all our viewers who are out there in days to come, what kind of segment will you be coming up with? What kind of news will you be sharing? What kind of fitness tips will you be letting people know? Please go ahead. You know,
so what I'm going to be trying to do is share my nutrition knowledge and physical fitness knowledge as well. So combine both of them, maybe share some really nice like recipes of like my breakfast smoothies, some like, you know, some tips, different topics out there about like what exactly is vitamin C, what we can do, for example, with it. We can even talk about, you know, what are the 6 best supplements for hair growth, or, you know, pregnancy health, or postpartum health, you know, even men's health when it comes to that, like, you know, what's how to gain muscle, or how to, you know, for women, how to like tone their bodies and everything. So every day I'll select a specific topic, and then we'll talk about that on a very detailed note.
And we're definitely going to give you the option of calling us in too as well. So you'll be in conversation with Lubna, me, and Shiza, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll be asking her a lot of questions, because I think that, you know, I'll have to take advantage of this opportunity. Because for all these years, while I've been to the gym, I never actually opted for a trainer or a nutritionist. I think I pretty much did it myself, learned it over the YouTube and whatnot, but now we've got somebody to ask. But other than that, what are the most common issues people face? Because I think everybody just wants to lose weight, or people who actually want to lose weight, or people who are skinny want to get abs and whatnot. So what are the most common mistakes people make? Let's start from here.
Yeah, well, the most common mistakes that I see, people get into, oh, I want to eat this low fat or diet something food. And that is like the worst thing you can do, right?
Okay.
And then people don't have portion control, right? They're like, okay, so I just will not, I'll skip some meal, and I'll, you know, replace it with a shake, or, you know, something, the fad thing that's happening these days, or go onto a keto diet, and people don't really know what keto is exactly, or like, you know, should you even be opting for a keto diet?
Okay.
There's just so many things out there, and people, I feel, don't have enough knowledge about it, so I just want to like create that awareness.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
then there was this, you know, I think it got viral as well, intermittent fasting.
Yes.
How does it work?
So intermittent fasting is actually my favorite.
Okay.
And you know, I've done it, and it actually really does work. So someone who's actually at a stump, like, you know, you're trying to reach a goal and you're just not getting there. Intermittent fasting, there's different ways to do it. So you can, like, say you divide hours you eat, and then you have hours where you don't eat at all. For example, if you're going to sleep at like 8 p.m. and then you wake up at like say 6, you don't eat anything during those hours, you're fasting, and then when you wake up, from that moment onwards, maybe you had a coffee or something, but then you still haven't eaten until say noon. And then that's your first meal. And then after that, you're eating till say 6 p.m. and then you don't eat anything at all.
Till the next day.
Till the next day.
Wow.
So, well, you have different periods.
What
There's
did you feel like?
No, honestly, at first you're like, okay, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, we're fasting when we're sleeping anyway.
Exactly.
So as long as you time yourself according to your routine, I feel it actually does work really, really well. And, you know, people ask me in Ramadan, like, you know, like, how do you do it? Or like, what can I do? And this is actually an example of it, how we get through it. It's just, you got to pick the right meal when you break your fast. You know?
Exactly.
So that's the main key to it.
And I think it's very important too as well, ladies and gentlemen. So in days to come, we are full of surprises. We've got these new segments coming up too as well. Our team is getting bigger and better. We've got a lifestyle coach, I think, with us too as well. She's a nutritionist too as well. She never wanted me to mention this. She's a beautician too as well, as you can see for yourself. So probably, everything. She's wearing different hats. So whatever question you'll pose, we'll definitely try to answer that as well. But for men, one last thing. I see when I go to the gym myself, I see a lot of people just picking up random weights.
Yeah.
They do not know what the angles are, then getting injured. So a lot of these things happen. I mean, for somebody who's actually a freshie, I'm sorry that I have to say that, what would you recommend for them? Let's start from here.
My advice to all people that are starting weight training is to actually understand the form first.
Yes.
I feel that, one thing, everybody just wants to work on their upper body. So they want to work on their arms,
Yeah.
but they're not going to focus on their legs. And you
Yeah.
end up looking like a big cloud with super small legs. So it's so important to actually divide your workout days and have specific routines. So for example, if you're going to do one day back and biceps, the next day you want to do chest and triceps, the next day you want to do legs, and then you want to do shoulders.
Yeah.
So you want to hit all of your big muscle groups and make sure you focus on those muscle groups in those
Well,
days.
I know that, I actually tend to ask a lot of questions and disagree too as well. But, back is a bigger muscle, and then biceps are very hard to, and, it gets tiring. I've tried it a lot of times. So can we just make another combination? Probably with back, we can do something else, which
Yeah.
is more lighter and the muscle is smaller.
Definitely, the reason I mentioned back and biceps is that a lot of
works,
exercises that
yes.
we do, they actually go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. You got to keep switching and shocking your body, right?
Okay.
So you can definitely do back and chest one day. So you're just, going that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
And then one day you can do biceps and triceps only. So you're just working on your arms.
Exactly.
So you got to try different things and see what makes your body feel more good at the end of the
Exactly.
workout, more fresh. You don't want to be tired and exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. I believe in you feeling excellent after a workout.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Lubna, for being with us. It was lovely to have
Thank
you
you so
today, and inshallah in days to come for the rest of our lives. That's what we hope and pray as well. We want everybody out there to be fit and happy. And if there's anything, ladies and gentlemen, you can start thinking about it. Write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of World This Morning. It's right on your television screens. Yes, it's right there. And then on Twitter, it's World This Morning with RDG. And before I move on, so if you need to ask Lubna any question, please start pouring in your queries, and she'll definitely be reading it on the page too as well. She'll be back tomorrow with us, day after tomorrow, and in days to come. Thank you very much, Lubna, and it's wonderful to have you as a part of our team. Thank you very much to the producer and to our boss too as well for making our team look great and bigger and better. So yeah, if you want to see our previous episodes, log on to Dailymotion and YouTube. The name is World This Morning. And the repeat is going to be at 11 p.m. tonight. Till the next time, 1, 2, 3, good morning.
Around 150 species of the guava that can be found in